Alright, welcome back to the third and perhaps the last map between Lin and ToD in these Intel Extreme Masters Season 2 finals. So if Lin wins this map, then the tournament is over. He is going home with a trophy and $20,000 US. If ToD wins this, then we're gonna see another best of 3 between these two for the title. And ToD is going for the altar first, Barrack second, farm third. As I said at the end of the previous map, I would be extremely surprised if, we didn't see an Archmage first here on the side of the human. Lin, on the other hand, is of course going to open with the first 3 buildings basically in every game. And spawn position wise, spawn position wise, this is the same that we've seen between ToD and Grubby in the Constellation final. Grubby ended up scouting the top first, so that he'd know very early on whether or not the human was gonna creep the close position natural to him, but that's not gonna be the case here. So ToD is gonna, well, by the way, he's going for AM first against Blade Master by Lin. ToD is gonna have the time to creep this one pretty much freely, as the scout PN is gonna be somewhere around here once the Blade Master of Lin spawns. So since Lin isn't gonna wanna take chances here by just randomly heading to some natural with his Blade Master, he is pretty sure going to start creeping here, getting his first potentially good item, getting his first bunch of experience, while ToD is gonna get his expansion, into production. At least that would be my prediction. In the meantime, the second burrow is coming. Lin is not building the Voodoo Lodge before starting his tech, which is of course not a big surprise, as he's going to be able to use the heal fountain to regenerate his hit points quickly and cost efficiently, and also time efficiently, as he's not going to be forced to go back to his base to grab heal staffs, which especially on such a large map like Lost Temple is quite the big deal. And yeah, we're seeing exactly what was to be expected here. Blade Master and Grunt start creeping the trolls, which are the easier camp compared to these ones, even though they drop the same, an item of the same tier. ToD, in the meantime, has crept up to level 2. He finds the Ring of Protection, not really a lucky item drop for him. Lin is actually even leaving the level 2 Forest Row Shadow Priest alive here to save himself a little bit of time. He's gonna go ahead and grab some more experience and the second item at the next troll camp here, Gloves of Haste for the Blade Master. ToD can continue with some more creeping. Lin, by the looks of it, has made the mistake to wake the creeps up here, but I mean, he's seen that ToD isn't here. He knows that ToD is at the bottom, and of course he knows that ToD has grabbed his natural expansion already, and that there is a town hall being built there right now, which is exactly what's happening. And ToD is actually able to steal the item here. Lin not paying attention, and wow, wasn't that the last hit for ToD? I thought this must have been the last hit for ToD, and by the looks of it, at the same time, the Grunt may have gotten a last hit down here. Grunt taking some more damage, and ToD, is able to apply quite a bit of pressure here to Lin's creeping early on. The Blade Master isn't looking too scary. The expansion is about to finish. Arcane Tower halfway done. I'm assuming we're going to see Boots of Speed being purchased right now by the Blade Master, and ToD is just grabbing the experience that is basically waiting for him here more or less for free, as this lone Forest Troll Shadow Priest doesn't really resist too much from being killed. So the Blade Master is doing some harassment. The Arcane Tower is going to be finished soon though. The AM is even retreating, so I don't think there's too much damage to be dealt here. Therefore, Lin is retreating quite quickly. He doesn't want to have all his mana burn. AM is retreating right now. He's trying to go for the kill here, potentially, or at least for some damage. The Grunts are turning around, potentially waiting to block the AM here. Keep in mind, the Blade Master does have the Boots of Speed, so there is no running away forever for this AM. So he's gonna retreat to his expansion. He can try and do some blocking with his peasants there. The Blade Master apparently doesn't want to get over ambitious, but I think actually he may be able to do so. Next backstab. Blade Master is out of mana for now. Is he going to be able to force the Town Hall here? Actually, the base is open. The peasant is already waiting. Is he going to be able to build a farm there or block or anything? Looks like the answer is no. Call to arms used by ToD, who's trying to escape right now with his AM. And I think with the militia, actually, he should be able to close off his base. And is at the end of the day, Lyn going to be the one who's forced to use the Town Hall? Yeah, the Blade Master is trapped here. A gazillion militia are making it impossible for him to reach his AM anymore. And it looks like the Orc player has gotten a little bit overly ambitious here. Once again, by the way, we see the TC second on the side of the Orc, like Grubby also played here on, or did he? I think in Grubby's case it was the Shadow Hunter, but very, very often, due to the mobility gained by the Endurance Aura, the TC is the second choice here in this particular matchup on this particular map. But unlike Grubby, he's going for the Spirit Lodge quickly here, no double Beast Tree. Just gonna, I mean, he's still gonna have decent map control with a, you know, few raiders within snare, but he's not gonna have to make the tech switch eventually. In the meantime, tier 2 tech about 2/3 done for ToD. Of course, we're gonna keep an eye on his main base to see what's gonna happen there once he reaches tier 2, if he's gonna go for tier 3, or if we're just gonna see a huge load of casters being spammed out by the human player. So the heading to the fountain here to get some healing. He bought the Staff of Teleportation, so should be safe from the Blade Master. Looks like he may want to waste a little bit of the Orc's first hero's time before using that staff, which could be used towards one of these footmen on the other side of the map, or just at the fountain to get some more healing done. Actually, Blade Master losing vision there on the AM for a second and stopping as the AM was heading up the choke. So very quiet phase in this match currently. Both of them getting some more creeping done. The Blade Master continues being annoying. TC is making his way very, very slowly towards level 3. First Walker coming, a depth upgrade coming. Not really sure what he's waiting for with the Beast Tree. And there's the counter expansion. And yeah, now finally the staff has been used by the AM after wasting as much of the Blade Master's time as possible. Shop is finishing pretty much at the perfect timing. Scroll for Regeneration bought and used immediately. And it looks like, ToD actually got the last hit here. Would have expected the TC to just make sure to get that one with a Shockwave. But he decides not to do so. Footmen have to retreat. And it looks like now Lyn, at the peak of his map control, is gonna go ahead and take the red camp in the middle, which is pretty easy to take for him at this stage of the match. But ToD, with the right sense, is gonna be able to once again cancel the expansion here. A little bit reminiscent of map number 1. Of course, that went vastly different, at least in terms of the early game. We'll see how the game here is gonna unfold eventually. So majority of creeps have been taken down. The TC, as I said previously, making his way towards level 3. AM never had to rebuy the Town Portal as he used the staff early on. But he does have the Town Portal here, and I'm assuming he's planning to use that here eventually. One is going to be cancelled. Let's see how much damage he's going to be able to do to the economy of Lyn here. Really needs to grab this mana potion and then head back home. The AM immediately gets trapped though by a raider, and the Blade Master, another water metal, is being spawned. Let's see. He's actually using the staff towards another water metal, and the ensnare is coming too late, and ToD is buying more time here. And this is extremely valuable. Lyn is right now supply stuck, and this is the time where Lyn really wants to shine. He wants to gain a huge experience advantage. He wants to get at least one counter expansion up and running, and ToD is really making things painfully hard for him here. Even gets a raider trapped and killed, which, isn't going to be rebuilt anytime soon, as Lyn is supply blocked, and there's only one other raider in the army of Lyn. So yeah, very, very tough spot right now for the Orc player. ToD is making it as difficult for him as he possibly can. I mean, the Town Portal should be forced soon eventually, And Snare is now coming, and the grunts should be able to wall this entrance off. There's the town portal forced. But yeah, 2 burrows killed, a raider killed. I mean, a couple of footmen lost, but that's their purpose here at this stage. Lin is rebuilding his expansion. But, I mean, let's take a look at ToD's main. He stays at tier 2. He's got double Arcane Sanctum here. And okay, no Arcane Sanctum here. But, I mean, the big push by ToD is coming. And Lin somehow needs to prepare. But it looks like Lin already feels like he needs to take matters into his own hands. Is going for his own push right now. Doesn't want to give ToD the chance to build up. Okay, there's the 3rd Arcane Sanctum, by the way. Doesn't want to give ToD the chance to build up a gigantic army, but ToD's army is already looking quite solid here. A bunch of casters, 3 breakers have now spawned. Maybe you shouldn't run too far in the front with this AM, which, okay, doesn't get punished here. Cyclone used against the Mountain King, which, okay, looks like... No, wait, okay, must have found that... in the middle, of course, at the red camp. So yeah, first Cyclone used here, but I mean still, Shockwave is coming in, level 2 TC of course doesn't hurt. There's no heal scroll just yet on the side of ToD, who has lost his first sorceress right now. The army is not looking scary at all though from the human's perspective. The Mountain King is taking quite a lot of damage here. ToD is making space though with his breakers for him to retreat. Slow immediately gets recast onto the Blade Master, and the TC is maybe stuck here. No, it looks like he is not. Cyclone has worn off. There is another bolt available on the MK, but he gets blocked by his own units, and it looks like Lin is going to be able to get out of this fight without too much trouble. But I mean, one Sork has died in this fight, and that is not the trade that is going to get Lin back into this game. He's going to have to sit at the fountain for a while. The TC is completely out of mana after this fight. I mean, he still has the potion, but okay, that's only going to carry him so far. And the expansion is still not finished, still not running. ToD is at 70 supply already. Got no upgrades on the breakers just yet. No upgrades on his casters as well. Getting adept for both of them right now though. Does he have a blacksmith? No, doesn't look like it. But alright, I mean, if you've got 73 supply against 50, then even without upgrades, things might not look too terrible. So he's got 3 Ivory Towers here in his inventory. Looks like Lin is going for his own attack. Town Portal is on the Blade Master, but is he really going to be able to do so much damage against the expansion of ToD? I mean, ToD is the first one to actually reach the opponent's expansion, and this one should definitely be an easy kill. There are only 2 raiders against this to deal some damage and to prevent the peasants from repairing. Shockwave is coming in. So yeah, he's doing some alright damage here. I'm assuming, does he have pillage? No, he actually doesn't even have pillage, so yeah, that's not too helpful. So it looks like ToD is going to lose his expansion here nevertheless. Does Lin decide to... Okay, ToD is actually the one to decide to Town Portal home, but this expansion should be falling nevertheless, and Lin does have a Town Portal, keep that in mind. So I'm not really sure if this is the greatest decision of all time here by ToD. He's lost his expansion, he has not been able to kill this Great Hall. And well, he does... He's soon gonna have the resources to rebuild this Town Hall. But he was about to lose this expansion anyway. There was nothing he could have done about that except Town Portaling immediately. So I feel like he could have just taken down this one as well. I mean, it's not like... Okay, I guess it's not like this one is gonna stay alive for all too long, as Lin is preparing to defend here. Would have expected Lin to march towards the middle of the map immediately again, to react to another push onto his Great Hall with another counter push against perhaps this time ToD's main, who is preparing for such a scenario with a bunch of towers here. And yeah, what is Lin's plan here? He's marching out onto the map. ToD is of course going for the next push against this expansion, which is right now also falling. Both the players on one base right now, 80 supply for ToD, level 4 and 2 on his heroes. He did rebuy a Town Portal. Lin did not, and his army has now been scouted. So is ToD... Yeah, okay, ToD is not retreating onto the map, doesn't chase after this army. He's just going for the kill right now. Invis on the MK. And okay, the army is seen right now. Is ToD turning around? I mean, the tower would give him some additional advantage, but I guess by the time he'd be back there, the towers would already be gone. ToD decides to rather take down all of his opponent's burrows instead. Oh, losing 3 casters here for free. Or is he? Looks like maybe not, as he's townpolling out quite quickly. Okay, 2 of these casters falling. 2 other ones very, very closely surviving. Once again, a whole bunch of burrows have been taken down. 75 supplies still for ToD against 55 out of 30 for Lin.
We're under attack.
So yeah, how is he supposed to turn this around is the question. I mean, I feel like he cannot fight anytime soon. Up here there's nothing crapped, so he cannot try to really go for a sneaky expansion while making use of his very mobile army with the endurance aura and not really any slow units in it. Let's look at ToD's heroes. The MK 800 HP, no protective items. The AM only a townpole. Perhaps somehow if he gets a hero kill, that could be the answer here. The Raiders marching forward against the caster. Shockwave is coming in, not really dealing a lot of damage. And yeah, he's going straight for the Mountain King's surround. Fits. And let's see if he's gonna be able to get the kill here. If this doesn't work out, then yeah, this game should be lost. But he's actually able to get the kill on the second hero of ToD, and is this his way back into the game? The TC is in a bit of trouble as well. The Blade Master is going for another one of the casters. TC completely out of mana. He's bought another mana potion though, which is being used here. And another Shockwave is being thrown in. But I mean, this is such a gigantic army for the human players still. Lin hasn't really lost anything. I think 1 unit may have fallen here on the side of the Orc player. But his momentum is really dwindling here. Both of his heroes are extremely low on hit points. The TC has to run perhaps Disenchant to get rid of the slow. TC is turning around right now, which is definitely a mistake. At the same time, the AM is in some trouble. The TC is surviving at 6 HP for the time being. And the AM is actually, by the looks of it, going to be forced to town portal out. The Breaker's chasing after the TC, who is reaching the fountain right now. And Lin somehow has made this fight work. I mean, this is still an uphill battle, don't get me wrong. But he did get the kill on the Mountain King, who, since this is Lost Temple, has to be rebuilt inside the altar. And he has killed a whole bunch of units. I mean, look at this. This is a Grunt. This is a Walker. And I believe the rest is human corpses. So, yeah, his TC still has to get into safety somehow. And, I mean, the army of ToD is still extremely scary. ToD fighting without his heroes right now. The TC is still on the run at the middle of the map. We see the AM and the casters coming back. Raiders, yeah, still slowed here. One of them pretty low on HP. There are the Sorks, so more slows will be casted. And I think Lin has to leave this fight right now, even though he has done so well. Is there more mana for Disenchant? No, there isn't. These 2 breakers are at 80 something mana, and he needs 100 for Disenchant. But, well, I guess it's not gonna be fast enough for this Raider. At the same time, 2 more breakers have fallen as well. Let's take a quick look at the mains. 2,000 left in those. And the MK is back as well. Back here at the army, and we're gonna see some bolts flying. TC bringing a speed scroll. No surround against the Blade Master here, or is there? No, there isn't. But everything is so low for Lin. He's kept everything alive, but he is not being given the chance to heal up here. MK is now back. There's gonna be a bolt onto something more Spirit Link casted here, but the breakers, of course, can steal that bolt. And Clap is coming in against the TC. Heal potion is on cooldown. Shockwave is being thrown, but the TC is falling, and Lin is leaving the game. Wow, those last 3-4 minutes, shockingly close. Lin, well, let's start from the beginning, I guess. Lin, yeah, initially, of course, not able to do anything about ToD's expansion, as it is the case with these spawn positions, getting, you know, 1 alright item on his Blade Master, being sleepy, getting a 2nd item stolen by IEM, which is, you know, really shouldn't have happened. But, I mean, it was only a Ring of Protection, so it wasn't, like, the worst thing in the world. But it could have also been, like, Claws +6 or a Circlet. And, yeah, ToD getting some creeping done in the you know, early-ish mid-game. getting his AM up to level 3 while just running around the map, running away from the Blade Master. Lin at the same time, yeah, getting also some creeping done with his TC. And I'm not really sure why he waited so long to get the first raiders, because usually he should have been able to make life a little bit more difficult for ToD. At least that's what I initially feel like here at that stage of the game. And I think things started to really shift into ToD's favor when he was able to cancel the expansion and to go into ToD's main base for the first time, when the majority of into Lun's main base, of course, for the first time. And when he was able to take down a bunch of burrows, get his opponent's supply stack, and just win a lot of time basically to get a gigantic army out. And, you know, had he been able to keep his heroes alive, or his Mountain King to be more precise, alive in the last fight, you know, perhaps get a heal potion before going there, perhaps have the Mountain King be invis when the fight gets started initially, like he did later on when he went to Lin's base. Actually, earlier on, when he went into Lin's base. Had that fight gone more smoothly for ToD, then I would call this pretty much a flawless game by the human player. At the end of the day, it was still enough, even though Lin made it look somewhat close at the end there. ToD wins this best of 3. I'm gonna wait a little bit with the upload of the next one, because I don't want to provide spoilers for the outcome of this best of 3 by uploading the next one immediately. But of course, you'll get it eventually, as always. For now, I hope you enjoyed this one. We're gonna have one final best of 3 to decide the winner of this tournament. I hope you'll tune in for that as well. Until then, feel free to drop some thumbs up here and some comments, and I'll see you next time. Take care.